Hello, people.
Javeriahjaved, the kids.
We're live. Hello. We somehow are alive too. Today, Lloyd not joining us. Sadly.
Just can't get the staff, can you?
How is everybody? Is the voice okay? Do you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly now? No, what was that tune again?
I don't know. I can see clearly
Yes,
now
that
the
one.
rain has gone. From that John Cusack murder film. That's quite good.
That weird one, yes.
Gross Point
Hello,
Blank.
Lena, Soap Dodger, Dan Lee, and whoever else is hiding in chat.
Sorry about the accent there, Soap Dodger. I'll try and knock it back a bit.
Are we going that route again? Yes. Very well. Hello, Manda Pies. Lovely to see you.
You need to get out more. Clearly this login's affecting you. They call me mad. Crazy people.
I still want to do the skit from the one German comic artist where the Dr. Blofeld character is sitting in his underpants and weird fluffy bunny slippers at his desk, whilst a James Bond looking character comes through the door and he's all going sad. I didn't expect you, Mr. Bond. Looking all non-shaved.
I want to do the one that the Monty Python crew wanted to do, but the BBC wouldn't let them, which is just to do a sketch and then every so often just incrementally lower the volume and lower the volume, but not do it consistently, just slowly drop it, and then people would start to increase the volume and then drop it a bit more, and just continue, and then suddenly just put the volume back up to full, and then do like a massive explosion in the off chance that they could deafen / break all the TV sets in England. And the BBC went no, for some reason.
That would be a very practical joke, and I think in the age of internet we have seen those ample.
No, I think this would be great, because we'd be doing it, not some cunts on the internet.
Yeah, also the execution would have been hilarious.
Oh yeah, it would be amazing.
Imagine the monster of jumping across the screen, suddenly going Wah!
Or just play remember the old THX sound thing that they used to deafen you with? Boom. Yeah, that one.
Hecky, patang!
Anyway, yeah.
Well, we didn't exactly plan this event out because we are still in shock of the one that shall not be named.
I didn't plan it at all. I thought about planning it, and then I looked at some people's stuff, and I was like, you know what, it's best not to.
No.
Besides, I had too much stuff going on today. I kept getting parcels and phone calls, and it just meant I didn't get a chance to look near them, which is terrible, really.
So basically, Jerry was doing paid work, and I was doing zilch, apart from my ordinary job. But that will not stop us. Hello, Dutch. So this is the first project of the day.
You would have to link them because I don't have the link.
I did.
I know you did, but I'm just saying. Just in case you forget. Sometimes I forget. I love you.
It's from 2020 in Hobby by 199.
It's like a leaking valve.
Yeah, or a deflating balloon. So we have Marvel Crisis Protocol. At least that's the related game. But
allegedly. But I'm just looking at the crab and pirate ogres.
Yeah, weirdly doesn't really fit. But it looks like it's Patreon from Titanforge.
It doesn't mind that it doesn't fit. Look at that one with the tentacle over his shoulder from what must have been a brute of a beast. It's an ogre hunter with a couple of walruses.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
I didn't really see the tentacle at first until you mentioned it.
Actually quite nice. Like there's a little goblin. I did that for 40k orc decades ago. Fucks.
What exactly?
Put a crow's nest on a backpack in place of a boss pole for an
Ah.
orc knob, and then I used the rebel grot cutters, the rebel grot cutters they were called, for Gorgomorka. Remember the little wind buggies,
Yeah.
little wind tricycles that all had, so it had crow's nest at the top, and then just stuck a spyglass wielding grot in the top of it, and then put it on a big backpack, and that was my war boss pole. It was great. So I beat you to that, you fuck, wherever you are. Titan Forge, if that is your name.
So somehow he ended his Marvel Crisis Protocol in April and just now stuck new stuff in it.
Fair play to him. You know. Look, he has Star-Lord.
At least painted.
It's a Venom Hulk. Scroll down one, have a look at the Venom Hulk. That. So it's a Hulk that's being attacked by the Venom symbiote. A 3D alternative sculpt for the Hulk, the symbiotic fiend.
He has an interesting way of painting. It's very over-the-top highlighting.
Works well for they used to do it awful well. They still do an awful lot in historics, where you just do 3 shades, one on top of the other, getting progressively thinner as you go, shade. Which means you can get these very punchy, dramatic highlight changes. And when you're looking at a miniature on a table, it looks just as good as somebody who spent 5 weeks blending it, which really annoys people who spent 5 weeks blending it. So it's ideal for wargaming. It's very quick to do as well.
And it fits the comic style. I'd say.
I really like that symbiote Hulk. That's a touch of genius right there. Could be a golden button in it for him if I could be arsed.
Well, sadly, it's a 3D
Oh, there's
print.
Iron Spider as well. Yeah.
Yes, he failed to update regularly, he says himself.
Yeah. I've seen his previous stuff, I think. It's difficult to tell because I see an awful lot of Marvel Crisis Protocol, and everybody paints them
like in the comic.
like in the comics. You don't see anybody going off book. We haven't seen a Hydra green Captain America yet, although that would look fucking amazing. Sharkhead looks great, Dutch, doesn't he? It's not just a shark head, it's all shark cape that fucker's wearing. Maybe, and I like to imagine he lies in wait in the water for other sharks or larger creatures to come looking for him, and then twats them with the anchor.
Very much possible. I think the problem with you're seeing all the same things happens to me a lot when I'm looking at Legion Stormtroopers, and every time there's the occasional other git on the internet that can't be asked painting bases and does them black, and I look at them and see, are those mines? No, those are not mines.
To be fair, we did some. Well, I didn't paint them black because I didn't like black. We went for German grey from Vallejo, which is just a nice charcoal grey, or almost black, but it's just a little bit less stark.
Yeah, so overall a nice project. It needs more updates and maybe a differently related game piece, though the title I think is okay with 2020 and hobby.
Yeah.
Though I'm...
He does say that it's just a place to log and record his various projects.
This title picture, is that Cthulhu? Or Mansions of Madness or something? It looks very...
Death May Die. Look, there's the girl with the little polka dot cape that Tauchi won Golden Button for doing his set last week.
Meow. Well, the next one is, I think, something we had a look at in the past, because I recognize this main picture of this lovely Burrows and Badgers by 144 artists.
And where his work?
What did he do? A Foxhole, Duggleby and Garuby. So he's doing post signs. Or way markers.
Handy for when you're in a war.
Oh, look, a little scribbly blit.
Oh, I thought you were going to comment on the next piece, which is only there just to pull in the extra votes on Tinterwebs.
Which is the next? Oh no. I think this one is for Amanda.
Yep.
Well, isn't he a chunky boy?
Ah, right, I get it. He's painted that dog after his dog. That makes sense. So that's not just a random internet dog picture for bonus points. That's actually research.
It's extra bonus points because he has used his own dog as reference material.
Research and inspiration.
Why stray so far when the good things are so near?
Mm.
Oh, look at that owl. Though I can't think of an owl that would be able to fly with that kind of armor now.
Oh, ninja owls, they're like that. Did you ever see a demonstration where they got a load of birds to fly over a bunch of microphones?
No.
Did it with like a pigeon, a crow, a magpie, a hawk. Boom, 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 boom. And even though it looked like they're relatively quiet, you could, when the microphones are sitting all below them, you could hear the flap, 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 flap as they flew past. It was like a 3-meter gap or a 5-meter gap, whatever it was. And then they got an owl, and it did it, and there's just nothing. It's fucking it, you know, nature's deadliest killer, stealth ninja bastards.
Well, if you're hunting by ear and eyesight in the night, you better be quiet. These look lovely. But I think he already got a golden button for this project, didn't he?
He did. I'm not averse to giving people more than one golden button for a project.
No, we don't want to make them too confident of themselves now, do we? Oh, look at this little toad.
It's Baron Greenback.
You know what's missing on that?
Hey, Barone.
Tartan on the skirt. We didn't have that for a time.
What makes you think that a Scots frog would actually have accoutrement like that? Look at the frilliness and the furriness of it. It's clearly a German.
You're going.
Maybe a Swiss.
You're out here saying I'm thinking. It's an insult. I'm not thinking. This is hobby. I'm just looking.
I like the little 3 dots on the back of the cloak, actually. It's different, and it's subtle, and it's not over the top, and it's achievable.
I was about to say, it's something you can
go
manage.
On, one more. Just scroll up one. There you go, see?
I was about to say, this badger here looks a bit familiar with that pipe in his mouth. Audience, is that a match or is that a match?
I've got a match. My arse, your face. That's a match.
Oh, 144 just said that the dog isn't around anymore. That's too bad. Losing or letting go your pet isn't easy.
Otter! Sorry.
A dangerous otter.
Eels are dangerous. He's just an otter.
Why are eels dangerous?
They just are. Danger eels. Hello, Jim. Hello. Somebody else stuck in there.
Hello, Addy Skinny. What's up?
The Legionnaire armadillo is cute.
Though isn't the shielding a bit redundant?
Well, no.
On an armadillo.
Or is it
I think it's a turtle.
Well, it's still relatively, you know, the back is obviously totes invincible. The belly, I think, is a little bit easier to get into. Though still not, based on the video I've seen of an alligator, I think, trying to eat one.
Yes, I saw that one too, and then he
just gives up.
can't be asked to lose any more teeth on it. Why does this one look so angry?
Because he's a rabbit. He's a rabbit.
And why is this rose so large? I can't help myself. These all look very nice and shiny. But since you already got a golden button, I think we'll just leave it at that.
Now I've got Jefferson Airplane stuck in my head, so artist, cheers. Thanks for that.
Jefferson Airplane.
Mm.
Was that the White Rabbit?
Mm. It's the title of one of the title of the rabbits post. If you go chasing rabbits, and you know you're going to fall. Oh. ...
One will make you smaller.
One doesn't do anything at all. Go ask Alice, which is 10 feet tall.
A wonderful song. Now it's stuck in my head again too. Quick, do button mashing and then on to the...
Yeah, something else.
Oh god.
Can watch Platoon, or if you don't want to watch Platoon but still want to get your White Rabbit kick from a film, you get it in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when Hunter S. Thompson is supposed to throw the toaster into the bath with his lawyer when White Rabbit climaxes. He tells him to close his eyes and then fucks a watermelon at his head instead. It's an amazing scene.
Yes. Let's move on to the latest project of our resident electrical weirdo. So, Blinky had an inspiration with some scrap wood and a wire and wanted to make himself a hot wire cutter. But as we all seem to know where this is going by the picture of the project, he went overboard again. And not only...
Confused. I like to imagine... Or not imagine. I like to think that at some point we should get Blinky's designs. And you know that nutbag who shows people how to make like electric guitars and stuff and mostly spends his time being shocked, electrocuted, set on fire?
Yes.
Just send them to him. And just go, I'd like you to build this hot wire cutter, please.
Oh, I think he may have done something similar already.
Petey Wheatstraw. Petey Wheatstraw's fucking amazing, Jim, and you know it. That was a movie recommendation you all needed. Just saying. What
the hell? Is that the physics weirdo that electrocutes himself?
No, Petey Wheatstraw is the devil's son-in-law. Rudy Ray Moore's blaxploitation film. It's just fucking, it's so good. It's just so good and insane.
So, where do we stand on Blinky's regular going mental on things?
You know, as far as some of the nutter butter stuff he's done, this is relatively restrained. He's even using, laser cutter to make his box before he starts programming all the wiring and stuff in. I imagine adding was that like a scrolling LCD screen or whatever the fuck that is there, is probably a bit extraneous.
Yes, and that was the last thing I saw. And since then, he went absolutely berserk and built a new one. I'm about to say he could sell that design to Foregrounds, since that is only laser cut, and then they could sell a do-it-yourself laser hot wire cutter.
Thing is, I would get it, and with my knowledge of electronics, here's how I would wire it up. You take yourself, like a lead from a lamp or a kettle drum, so it's just essentially 3-wire flex, and then you just strip most of that away, and you attach one to the bottom screw, one to the top screw, and then you have your guitar string in between to act as your element. Well, and just plug it straight the fuck into the mains. And I'm pretty certain that would work.
It would work for a certain amount of time, approximately 5 seconds, then the guitar wire would have melted. But if you would use a 9-volt battery, that would also work, usually, I think.
Even those where 9-volt batteries live these days. Nobody's seen one in decades. Petey Wheatstraw.
We didn't. 9-volt batteries are all over the place here.
If you say so, Tex. I remain unconvinced.
And Jim, you're quoting weird stuff.
He's quoting Petey Wheatstraw. And that is how you deal with hecklers at your stand-up gig. or possibly a funeral. I can't remember at what point he says that. It's a weird thing anyway. I think he is doing some sort of weird stand-up / show.
But speaking of risky, he has a project too. He did some building.
Tiger.
Though you don't build a tiger is born into the world. Carefully caressed out of the frames. Though oh no, no pictures, only movies. Oh no. Can we really?
I was gonna show people the World of Tanks starter set, but it's in the other room and I'm not getting up because I can't be arsed. I've sat down now. It's not happening.
The tanks, or is it Flames of War? 50 mil, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's just when I see the 15 mil thing, and I know there've been discussion about the tanks. They are pre-built based on the Battlefront sprues, and they're built to good standards. It's not like they just clip them off and then glue them together, so there's big chunks of sprue attached, and then they spray prime them. So they will be doing that for the other kits when they come out, but you're going to be paying for it because there'll be single tank with cards for playing the game, and then a tax on top for having built and spray primed them.
So
but I digress.
He's going through material to be massively detailed about things again. I'm guessing.
It's the way to do it. I had a friend, Sam Butler. You'd have liked him, Jim. And I remember he got a Tamiya kit of, I think it was a Sherman, possibly 135th. And it really annoyed him because he realised that the rivets at the back of the top of the turret were too far forward. So he chiseled them off and then punched out new rivets and broke out the calipers and put them on where they should be, which was like a millimetre further back and slightly wider apart. Stuff like that. But he really enjoyed the scale modelling side as well. So.
Well, it's one thing if you're doing it on a scale model, but this is a gaming piece primarily.
Technically his stuff was.
But on the other hand,
he just never played any games with them.
It's his hobby. It's his hobby. Who are we to tell anybody how they should do their hobby?
We are apparently the hosts of the Unofficial Hobby Hangout. It is our job to tell them that they're wrong. How did you find doing a build video? Was the camera right in your face, or did you have it up high enough that you could get round it? Because I know when Gaz started doing the painting, his first painting tutorial, it was a pain in the backside trying to paint with a screen in your face.
Maybe he had the camera higher up enough. Because I've tried that once and I found it would be more easily to simply reduce the picture later on to crop out any head appearing in the picture. See, slightly higher and zoomed in.
That's the way to do it. Mine is there for when I do unboxings.
That's it.
There it is.
A camera.
Camera.
Now everybody's sick.
That's all right. Again, it's our job.
And now, since we all have had a good look at his video, just likes and subscribe to the Risky Gym.
Likes and scrubs.
Next up, I think we have seen this little fellow before.
I'm aware of his work. Sexy stud that he is.
Let's see what Denzian did this time. Mini Zulus. Just add water. No. No text.
Doesn't need text. Just the joy of Zulus is enough. Don't need text for things like that.
He did contrast paints. That will please the Warren. Is that
should do.
15 mil?
They look like they could be 15. Where's a base? Base is about 78 millimeter wide. Yeah, that looks like it's 15. It's not. It's 10. Definitely too big to be 6.
It's small. Change your scale. Yeah,
wonder who
definitely.
Makes them. Does he say who makes them? Because I was looking at 6mm Zulu for doing Isanduana and some of the other big battles.
No, sadly there is little to no text on this.
That's all right. I shall message him, because if there's one thing Denzi knows, it's he will get messages from me and
If
occasionally
he's
random
showing
abuse
stuff you don't
about
want.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Oh look, he's done beds for the
Oh,
the hospital.
he got all the. There's a company does bunk beds and stuff, so he's built it a la the Hollywood version, the Hollywood fucking Pine Tree Studio version. In England. Anyway, yes, he did do the interior, because this is the Hollywood version of Rogue's Drift, because I think he's also built them to match the historically accurate version as well. Double things. Look, he striped his sandbags. I don't know who could have abused him until he did that. Could have been anyone.
Well,
see, and that's how you know whose job it is to tell people how to do their hobby. It's our job, and then they'll fucking do it. I want stripes, and I'll get stripes.
Do all the stripings.
There's a Praetorian Guardsman.
And the 40k army actually, in this context, looks even better than on the Grim Dark.
Yeah, oh yeah, looks magical. That's why I had 400 of those at one stage.
Oh god.
I dug them out recently, and I can only find like 270 of them. There's like 130 missing somewhere.
Well, you only should be looking at your roof, there where there's a dent. There's the weight of the miniatures.
Wouldn't it be funny if I got killed live on air some week when 100 weight of fucking lead just plummeted down and snapped me like a bitch? You would be simply got buried, get up again, and then some final massive metal dragon hits you in the skull. Just as the floorboards just tilt up, just channeling more like a funnel. Killed to death by infinity. No, I'd be killed to death by 40k. That would be more embarrassing. So my 40k collection comes back to haunt me.
And Saga can't be the example of death by mini.
No, Saga's down here. Saga doesn't. Only things that don't get touched often get relegated to the roof loft. Saga is in 3 cases in next door, and about 7 or 8 boxes behind me because they're not built yet.
Did you see what Aurora just did?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. to be fair. Go for it.
Trouble is, those would be buried very far beneath everything else.
That's all right.
Digging those holes.
At the moment, they're under this desk, so they'd be mostly protected.
Yeah, but we don't want that. We need our friendly local hypnotizing bubble propping.
That's 2 fleets for Armada.
So whence is the review coming?
Won't be this week. I'm fucking up to my nuts and stuff. But I have been told I can start showing the ships off from now. To
whet the appetite.
But I can't go into, because I've got all the stat cards and stuff, they can't be shown off yet. And I was trying to show Pandan through the big ship earlier, and occasionally it got into focus.
Yeah, you don't want to see that, people. Trust me, you don't. It's just way too nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would just upset people. Not sure who would be upset by it.
All those people who can't get it.
Start showing it. It was really easy for me. Rob just went, "Do you want me to send you some Armada stuff? Would love to get it onto the thing." I was going, "Yeah." And then he sent me it. Does he not do that with everybody? No.
Dutch, how did you know that I've got some plastic rats? Oh, nice. It's so shiny.
Choo-choo, I'm boat.
But it's got a massive flaw. It has. A very, very massive flaw. Actually, 2 massive flaws.
There's no massive flaw in that.
Yeah, of course there are 2. 1, it's not in my hands, and B, it's not orcs.
Yeah, well, you know, them's the breaks. Nice, thick, robust seals, no paper shit here, and no fucking rigging, string shite either. Fucking amazing. Fuck the rigging. Frigging in the rigging. Maybe later on I'll show the dwarves before people go to bed. Maybe not. I haven't decided yet. I'm fickle.
Well,
We should
we
move
had
on.
Mantic, so Mantic Games Goblin Army is next on my list.
Goblins.
By whoever. Kergim. Never heard of him.
By 144 artist. Have fun.
What? Is he leaving?
I think it's work time for him. Yes, he's
Teach-
just as much.
For a minute I was reading he's teaching the kids how to drink.
That too. You don't know Carrigan. That's appalling. He has done some beautiful stuff.
Did he? What? He did some lovely minces.
He has done a lot of lovely mincers and other goblin-y things. He's done, obviously, his pictures in Abyssal Dwarf, and he's done a fuckload of Dead Zone. I think he pretty much knocked out the entire Dead Zone collection in like 2 weekends or something, just to upset me.
But why does this upset you?
Because I still haven't taken mine off the sprue and I backed the first Kickstarter.
Well,
That's
now they're a collectible item and you don't need to get them off the sprue. Oh, those look nice.
Whizzes. I love the whizzes.
I like the fact that he has done opposite colors on both of them.
That's how
A
you
blue
know.
wizard with a red hat, whatever.
On his little mop-up. I did a blue hat on the Red Wizard's mop-up. And now I've got the Milky Bar advert. People know that. Don't know if you had it in Germany.
Could be, but I can't remember now.
Well, essentially it went, the red car and the blue car had a race. All Red wanted to do was stuff his face. He had everything he see, from trucks to prickly trees. But smart old Blue, he took the Milky Way. He's looking
Nope,
for
we
a
didn't
chocolate
have
treat,
that one.
fluffy and light, because he knows it won't spoil his appetite.
No,
Smart
we
old
simply
Blue,
had
he took the
sugar,
Milky Way.
eat it, it's great.
Oh, well, sugar is awesome. You should definitely always do that. Always eat all the sugar. Don't listen to diabetics. They're just trying to spoil your fun just because they've got no toes.
Is
Like
that a
Wilfred
dinosaur?
Bremmel. That is a goblin slasher with bolt thrower on its back. It's very similar to the one I have up there, although his is painted. Apart from that, they'd be identical.
And
I should just trade in my stuff. Go, look, if I send you my stuff that's not painted and you send me your stuff that is painted, you can use all your cunning skill that you've gained, all that knowledge from having painted a set, to paint your new set better than your
also,
old set.
he would have something to paint again without paying for it. What an advantage.
It is. It's a good advantage.
Andre,
So he's just ready
77,
in time. Like, yeah.
did some Gretchens.
I was looking at Andre's earlier. Now, and this is something because I do have power to edit things that other people do, because I think I'm an admin, and I came very close to editing this project and putting a fucking picture on it, because it has no thumbnail picture. It's just the grey little cross brushes.
Yes.
And a lot of people, I'm sure, skip over it, and it's a fucking gorgeous. He got a golden button months ago.
The only thing why I'm keeping hold of it is because I'm watching everything that's called Gorkamaka. That's why it keeps
Well,
popping
it's the
up.
best way, yeah.
And he does a lovely paint job. Also a little bit copy like the first one we saw, but not overly done. Or not as much done. I really like them.
Yeah. I think he'd been slowly replacing the original Gorka Morka orcs with newer versions, or newer orcs.
With the following generation.
Yeah. By the time he's finished, it'll just be in time for GW to re-release Gorka Morka in a series of 5 books with limited edition cards for each mob that you can't get.
And totally complete new models that nobody wants.
Yep. I was looking at, because I looked at it as Gretchen. I thought, oh, you don't have the Red Goblin, I could send you one. And then realised that they're not Rebel Grots, but they based the new plastic Grots on the Rebel Grots from Gorka.
That's why they look so similar.
So they are just the current Grots for greenskins in general.
But they,
although I could still send him a Red Goblin if you wanted one.
But they really have the look that's fitting to those little rebel bastards.
I'm just missing wee Citizen Wolfie Squig with a little red beret on.
Next up is Moonstone by Yosh Togo.
Says quack, but I didn't see a duck.
Is not? No, it's a quack. A human.
You say that, but I'm not seeing any wildfowl.
Why is that so much out of center?
It's the rule of thirds. 2/3 core space fantasy clipped together scenery, 1/3 miniature that you want to show off. It's all about the golden ratio or something. I don't know.
These are 32 or 28 mil miniatures?
35, I think they list them as. They're big. They're bigly.
There's a ton of detail on this model alone, and he did a striking paint job.
All the models are gorgeous from Moonstone. They're terrible, terrible bastards.
Why do companies keep making stuff I want?
I don't know.
It's horrible, like they want my money or something.
Exactly so.
Those two remind me of the little ones from The Never-Ending Story. The little guy sitting in his basket at the gates.
I've never seen The Never-Ending Story. I know it's got a dog in it, like a giant flying space dog or something.
Yeah, yes, it has. And a racing snail.
And a racing snail. I took pictures today for a story / news article, and most of them came out.
How is that possible?
Through the medium of dance.
Ah.
That's good.
Doing better pictures by the medium of dance. That's. I need to try that technique once.
I need to find a better backdrop for taking pictures of miniatures on. Somebody sent me a link to. Did they send me a link? No, I know what it is. Juan Hidalgo Heraldez does painting on Tinterwebs. He provided a link to some site where they had put up backdrops, like fuzzy, color neutral, shifty type things. So I've got those downloaded, but I need to print them out high quality at like a large size. So I probably need to use the big printer in the studio at some point and do it.
Or just send them to Justin, let him do the work. And then then you can send you the.
You can send me the printing back. Yeah, that could work. We'll see.
This is a fucking lovely project.
I'm waiting for a few more things to be painted. Fritz is particularly darling, isn't he? I love Fritz's sleeves. I have the drunk version of Fritz in that box just over my shoulder.
How is it different?
He was like a Kickstarter exclusive, so it's the same model essentially. Although in game terms, he does have a different rule for being drunk. But he's got a Stein with a load of frothy beer falling out the top of it, and he's on one foot and staggering backwards, and his hat's off.
So a proper drunk, not just a Stein in his hand, but really going for it. Guys, painting these arms would drive me mental.
I know, you'd be grand. Just get tore into it. We'll send you a bunch of Renaissance mercenaries and you can practice on them. I've got a little photo box thing that unfolds, Jim, and it came with a red, a white, a blue, and a black backdrop that you can sort of like tuck in. But they're all like they're plain, but they're all like a cheap, plush, velvety, fake feel to them, and none of them look particularly great as backdrops. Also, and they're all just a flat, solid color as well, which is the big thing. So I don't know. Accordion arms, like an accordion cat.
The Nothing, yes. I think he has. Erskine, he has seen the movie. In any case, anybody seen the movie, read the book. There's so much story left out. Next up, Irish Saga. But of course there is. Take a guess from who is it? Duck the fuck.
Douglas the Fuglis.
Who's not in chat, I think?
He's not for once. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he's working. It's appalling.
Who would have thought that
Ridiculous.
people need to work in order to make monies to buy more minis?
So this is weird because he now has 2 Ulfs the Quarrelsomes. It's like that Monty Python sketch where they're going to climb the Twin Peaks of Kilimanjaro. So you were going with the Ulf twins. It's just me, sir. Okay.
He wants to irritate his opponents.
Well, he's using his other one with the pair of dags as his warlord.
Oh.
And they look very different because the other one is a footsore miniature of Ulf, whereas that is the Gripping Beast version, who looks, in my mind, he's almost more Saxon. That helmet is just very ridged. But he's got his javelins, so that's good. I appreciate javelins.
But as I understand his project, none of these miniatures are
me.
as is. There's always kit bashed.
No, some of them were not kit bashed, and then I went, they need javelins, so we went back and kit bashed javelins on them. But at the start they worked. The dags haven't been touched at all. So only some, only when he feels it necessary.
At this point we can leave the project. Here is the golden button. That does not get any likings because we already get him the bloody button. Doctor Who what? Now where? Laughing boy. Hello man. Long time no see or hear. I hope you're feeling well and your hobby mojo is returning slowly.
The Larkshire Gamer, Jim, has probably got Swiss painted. In fact, I think he does. Ken, he's I can't remember his name on tabletop on Base of War site, but he has a YouTube channel called The Larkshire Gamer, and he does a lot of lovely historic stuff. I heard that there was an angry Jerry kicking around the streets. I approved. Gaz was telling me. I was like, what was I doing? Was I drinking? And he went, no, you were doing something. I can't remember what he said I was doing. Hang on. I'll find out what Gaz told me. You said, or he said you were doing, and then you can tell me whether or not he lied to me. Just throw him under the bus. I don't want to create a group. How the fuck did? Oh, Jesus, sorry. Just bear with me while I swear at. I don't want to create a group conversation. How do I find my fucking friend? Fuck you, fucking Facebook, you fuck. Changed for fucking pedophiles to make it more user friendly for children. Anyway.
I think chat is currently a bit on a rant.
Okay.
So
they do them.
While chat is blaming each other, we look to the west. Uglip
to the west.
has done Crawl Out Through the Fallout with Uglip, so he's doing miniatures from Bodifius for Fallout Wasteland Warfare.
Huh.
So, not telling if those are plastic or resin. I'm guessing resin because the bases are a bit more straight than the plasticky ones.
Your guess is as good as mine, Ted.
And he's using a lot of green. I imagine the highlighted green on the Super Mutants is more like the one I accidentally bought for my goblins.
Ah, well, you know. Omelette and eggs. Apparently Gaz never told me, but at the same time I remember him telling me, so I just don't know where he told me.
Discord?
Might have been Discord. I'm not going to look now. Anyway, he said I wasn't drinking, I was doing something else. Maybe I was being offensive. Or maybe I asked, was I being offensive? And he went, no, you're drinking in the middle of the street.
Anyway. Here's Manda with inside knowledge. Most of Fallout is resin, apart from the starter, so that's good to know. I'm still a bit on the fence of this second model of the Mutant Hound. Looks a bit too derpy.
It's just really hot in the radiated wasteland. It's it's not like they can sweat. Probably couldn't have sweat before they got mutated into whatever the fuck that is.
A mutant hound. Pets.
I like to imagine they weren't actually dogs; they were just people.
No, I think those would be the ghouls. But and here we have some nicely done scatter terrain.
Oh, that works, yeah.
But why
That's
is
like
that Phoenix
Clint Eastwood.
Fizz and not Nuka-Cola? How can that be?
Maybe it's not a Nuka-Cola thing.
TT Combat. So it's not official Fallout, so they can't use Nuka-Cola because legal reasons. Oh look, radioactive teddy bears.
Nice. Bags of trash. Beer kegs.
Beer kegs. I was just about to say, it's at last something else than oil barrels and drums. So now we're in last year. No, we don't. Even farther away. We are in 2018. Let's get back to the start. This is a long-running project, obviously, but he has been on hiatus until August.
But if that's the person I'm thinking it is, which it is because I can see his little picture there, he has been doing other projects, I think, because I've seen him working on other things. So...
Well,
nice to see him coming back to an old project continuous. I imagine that's what he's doing. He's just bouncing between them. When he gets bored with Fallout, he'll just go and do something worthwhile for a while until that distracts him.
Sounds like you're not into Fallout.
I've never played it. don't know anything about it. Don't really care. Post-apocalyptic.
Next up,
Mad Max. That's post-apocalyptic. That's all I need.
Isn't there a Mad Max game? If not, there
but they've lots of people have done models on. Somebody did North Star did models recently at Hot Wheels scale, so you could put them into your Gasland games.
Gasland Mad Max. That sounds about right.
It's more or less what it is. So.
Redverse Tuscany Hill Village terrain.
Oh, delightful!
On the
summer for the holidays.
Started with MDF.
MDF building, just to say, 3 stories.
For
Lloyd shot.
How is that a Lloyd shot on the building?
Because it's the rear of the building, not the front, but the balconies.
Yeah, okay, let them pass on that. For whatever reason, every time I see pictures of freshly built MDF kits, I get the smell of burned wood in my nose.
Sure, they're just having a series of mini strokes.
Could very well be. Who knows?
You smell vanilla?
Not yet.
Just checking. They're quite nice. They're very plain. I would be tempted to break out some form of texture, like step-alone paint or polyfilla or something, because they look just so... They're almost like dolls' houses. Because there's so little detail that they look just very matte without something on them. Although maybe there's going to be more to come.
Though if you look at this reference material here, the church he has chosen, there isn't much more detail apart from the stones itself. But
yeah, but then if you compare that to the white and red painted one, which is he says it is just the base coat and only the tiles and the roof are done at the moment, that's going to take a fuckload to get it to look anywhere similar to that stony version. Oh, you use the same plastic card as me. Cool.
This is intense.
It's the way to do it.
I think I need to follow this project to see where he's going with that. I like the fact that he's using a buttload of visual reference.
Yes, he's using evergreen for the tiling, which is something I have a lot of. I wonder where in the world he is. If he's in the UK, Slater's plastic cards do very thin embossed sheets of stone, which I would just fucking clad those MDF buildings with. Where are you? My plastic art pieces. No. Roof tiles.
And he used them on the church as roof. If I
But they actually do a. I'm not sure I've put my stone. Just a bit distracting, but they do very thin sheets like this. Now this one is actually embossed with. Probably not going to be able to see it.
No, not really.
No, it's got a double diamond metal tread pattern, like a plate.
Like
but
aluminum.
But they do cobblestone and they do flagstones and they do various brickworks at various scales. So you could literally just buy a sheet and just glue it straight onto that and have perfect stone texture. And it's relatively cheap. I mean, if you're spending whatever it is you're spending on a big centerpiece, like a block of apartments or a big church or whatever, shelling out £3 or £6 for a couple of sheets of the stonework just to glitz it up a bit.
We need to encourage this young one to keep his ways, because he's saying he would be going 3D printing because
no,
his MDF isn't to his liking.
Oh no, MDF's great. You just need to I'll boost you some textured plastic art. Stay away from 3D printing.
No. Lovely project. Stay on it. Focus.
Get yourself a little bell from Christmas decorations. Hang it in that church tower. Bish bash bosh.
Next up is a weird-looking picture with no text.
That's one of these. Well, it's not one of these people because I've lifted them all down, put them next door. It's a Conquest Spires force-grown clone, I want to say. I know this because I made 24 of them and then discovered it was the wrong fucking set.
But you have them in spare for later.
Yeah, a couple of weeks' time. I'll be balls deep in there.
You can take a week off then.
Nah, not really. So far behind as it is. I really should have just gone with the bone colour that everybody else does. Just the standard, what colour is your Conquest Spires? Bone. Everything's fucking bone. Boom, boom, boom.
They look very bony on the box.
Oh yeah, they're super bony. Everything's bony. It's all bone. You get away with spray the entire thing, skelly bone, and hit it with a soft brown wash, and that's 90% of your work done. And the last 10% is just going in and basing it and painting some bits blue.
I'm thinking I should build myself a skeleton army and then just make something like a large conveyor belt holding the spray can. All skelly-bobs move around, and at the end of the conveyor belt they just drop into army painter dip.
Just into dip.
And then I get them out later. Call it a day. 30 skelly-bobs done.
Job's good. Now I'm trying to think how you could do that. A little windy thing. Just do that. And just have them slowly rotate.
Or a belt sander on very slow.
Probably not that.
Why not? The occasional measure going whee when I hit the button too hard.
Who's what, Pete? Sorry, I just seen the message.
I think he was referring to the project prior.
Yeah, but I don't know who's that first.
Redverse, I don't know him, her, whoever.
The Plasticard, Slater's Plasticard. They're very good, and if you go to their website, they have a PDF of their textured Plasticard that you can print out, and it prints out actual size, so you can see how big the stone is. Because I know in the past going, I want 5mm brickwork. Is that the right size? I fucking know.
Well, then having that printable PDF is quite handy.
Oh, I had it for years.
Don's Dweck Home by Dan Lee. So we have Path of Conquest again, by coincidence.
There's a lot of that going about for some reason. Not sure why. Nothing to do with me.
They look a bit angry, those little ones.
Well, they are, because they're dwarves.
And dwarves always need to be angry for some reason. Well, I would be angry if I was so short.
Yeah. Well, these are particularly angry because they've been given the name Dweghum, which sounds like somebody with a speech impediment.
The dwarves. Have you seen the dwarves? Oh, that's all. That's a very short. Having seen it mentioned on OTT occasionally. Well, that's an understatement.
Well, until the point where Warren and Leonidas, or whatever his name is, got together and decided to do this slow grow thing. It was only occasionally.
Yeah, but that entry is from 19th September. I think this was past the Path of Conquest.
Dun, 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 dun.
Next up is an entry for the Spring Clean Challenge, which is, I think, not a thing anymore.
Sorry, I spotted the line. The models are upscaled, but so are the mold lines. I don't mind the mold lines on the spires, because, quite frankly, you can't tell where bone ends and cloth begins. They're an unusual construct blobby thing. But the sprue gates, fuck me, those sprue gates, they're as thick as your thumb.
Oh, you did mention that?
Oh, yeah.
On the XLBS or on the Weekender?
Pretty sure it was in the XLBS. You know, if you're going to go off on a rant about somebody, it's best not to do it where they can see it.
So, he's doing Spring Cleaning Challenge, or has done. Why is this in the recent updates? When it's...
I don't know. I see this is why I normally sit for 2 hours going through these fucking projects, because I think there's something weird about how they populate the front page if you set it to newest first. It doesn't always work that way.
Weird.
I think so.
Nonetheless,
this is cancelled anyway.
Get some votes done.
Yeah.
Cancelled.
No.
Maybe it was in the front row because he has cancelled it today. Latest change in project.
That could kind of make sense to discuss.
Well, then off to the next one. Blood Bowl. This one we have seen before.
We have seen it, you're correct.
Let's see, what did he do now? Oh, Skaven.
Wasn't me.
No, that's not a weird camera angle. That little bugger really has a huge hand.
It's the giant hand mutation. Although, I think, I could be wrong here, I think he's taken that from an Abomination kit and then green stuffed it. Because that's a classic metal Skaven. Also, I have the Skaven with the giant hand mutation, and it's not that hand.
Well, if he has kit bashed it, I can't make out the point where he has joined them.
Well done, him.
Nice work. He's not telling.
That's fine. I'll find out.
Goblins, balls, and stuff. Oh, nice little goblins.
All their balls are deflated. Or are they supposed to be moon-shaped because goblins, moons, bad moons? Get it? That's a joke these days.
Nobody. How many sets of those? 3 sets of goblins. Who needs 3 sets of goblins?
Probably to be able to field a team. You'd probably just end up having to buy 3 sets.
I
don't know what comes in a team.
Because you need 11 on the field, and the Snotling
max
team,
is still 16.
Yes, and the Snotling team comes with 20. So
right.
I don't
Snotling can field more though, can't they?
Theoretically,
I think they can field 16. Because they're shit.
No, 11 plus a max of 3 additional can be snuck onto the play game.
But sure, that's fouling. Sneaking them on. Oh, sounds terrible. Oh, you should play older edition Blood Bowl, which wasn't terrible. Before GW started doing terrible things.
Currently, I'm not playing anything.
Best way. Yeah.
So I'm still just looking and painting. Oh, here's the conversion.
Oh.
Random
Yeah.
Skaven purchase. So
See?
this in the middle is the one you have, probably.
That's the one that's the blister pack I have. Very long legs, giant hand, and claw. And very long legs are great because it gives you +1 to your speed. That's the mutation you want for your gutter runners. Score in 1 turn, sir. Don't mind if I do, sir. Whing! Bye, fucks. Is that the abomination plastic hand? It's been trimmed down. Can't quite tell. They mentioned it.
A troll arm.
Troll. Ooh. Better again. Although, if you just use the abomination one, you wouldn't have to sculpt the fur on.
Well, but
I keep trying to click on your page. That doesn't work. That's not how the internet works.
Not really. That's
No.
the next step of the internet via Twitch. Do you happen to know is there some solo play rules for Blood Bowl by any chance? Just popped into my mind the thought. People in the chat, if you know.
Probably.
What?
It's never been a game that struck me as one you'd want to play solo. Generally, I need to have a couple of beers in me before I play it anyway. When you get down to it, it's not a great game.
No, but it's fun.
And if you're sober, it's not as much fun because you're less likely to do things like forget to move your turn counter. Whereas when you've had a few drinks, everything you do is a technical foul that your opponent can then call. And
obviously, you have never played against me. I'm so very bad at this. I'm forgetting everything.
Is the PC version
I've got the PC version.
turn-based?
You can play the turn-based, yes.
So what if you set up your team and then set up your opponent like the computer, and like playing chess against the computer, you make a move and then wait to see what the computer does, and then move the piece accordingly?
Point, I was just sitting at my computer.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Next up, Peaceful Warrior. Did something.
Most of this is 20mm stuff. I've seen that earlier. Popping up. It's just the sheer volume of soft plastic figures.
So, is there any particular system?
Taurus would be happy. Chelsea are beating Spurs.
Enjoy toys, collecting early 90s after wargaming first and sex painting.
Go to turn them into a proper war game, so the answer is not yet. But he's breaking out the 20 mils. This was my first experience with World War II. Wargaming was via the medium of 20mm, mostly soft plastic. A few metals crept in. Still got a few up there. Hello, tiny Germans.
You have a thing for Germans in miniatures.
Yeah, most of my World War II armies are German.
I wonder why.
Because they were great. Just the best. Also, I had 2 friends. One was big into playing the Yanks and one was big into playing British. Which meant they needed an opponent all the time.
So they needed someone who was playing the winning side.
That's it. Go team, go.
Speaking of Germans, how's the U-boat?
It's under there. So just tapping biscuit tins till I found it.
Biscuit
It's good.
tins?
It's all good. I can't do it well. I could have done something because I could have got EPVC out of the studio, but now they're locked down again, so I can't, because I want to do the base before I do anything further to it. And I fucked cutting the base up last time. But now I have an idea of how I actually want it to look, whereas last time I just started cutting the basing material randomly, and I looked at it and went, the fuck have I done? So I should go back to it. 1-0 up, Steve, huh? 1-0 up. Is Mourinho shitting himself? Yes, that'd be good.
Hell Taros. Panzerkaputt, who won the war again? I don't know what war you're referring to. Don't mention the war.
Well, you know, if you want to be technical, right, the British head of state, German, the leader of the Germans in World War II, Austrian, so technically the Germans won World War II. Or at the very least, the politics.
Let's call it a draw. So next project is obviously Star Wars Legion by Greystoke, and he has painted the clankers.
I'm hoping for lots of things in here because he's been showing off quite a bit of this the past few days in the House of Water. So we've seen quite a lot of this painted. So hopefully there's some stuff in here. But the clankers have all been done by the medium of contrast, which is good because he's done like 40 of them.
Oh my god.
I think he's probably got like another 160 to go or some shit like that. There we go. What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8.
8 times 5.
4,
so
5,
40.
40. Yeah, 40. I was right. See, I do pay attention to what people say in there. I know it may look like I'm drunk and not really paying attention, occasionally just throwing out insults, but there you go.
And even if you weren't paying attention.
Schnapps!
What? Schnapps? Where?
Staps. Stap. They're little busy wuzzy floaty things. They're stap speeders.
Stop in the name of love.
Please don't.
What?
I would have also accepted internet stop. What are you doing, internet? No. Please stop.
Please, no. Can't take it anymore.
2 Miller mace balls. Hold on a second. Let me just put some 2 mil onto my fingertip. Just come up to there.
What the hell is that?
That's a set of 2 mil Indian skirmishers. In case you ever want to play, Alexander's Empire.
Can you this still call a miniature?
Well, they have clearly defined heads, bodies, and limbs. So, yes.
Oh, God.
If I could actually take pictures to show,
I think you needed a macro lens for that.
It wouldn't matter, to be brutally honest. It would come out a fucking blur anyway. But yeah, there is detail on 2 mil. Although I can't remember whether it was Dave Caves or Ewan went, are you sure they're 2 mil? They look a bit big. They look more like 3 mil to me. Sure, touch of scale creep isn't setting in there. But fuck them.
Maybe the base was raised.
Those are the pair in general who played British and Americans. I say Americans, US Airborne. Dave was very much a power gamer in whatever we were playing. Therefore, select army, select filthiest thing from army, spam the shit out of it regardless of historical context.
So he's the one who would take some rare tanks that have been only 10 in production, field 15 of them.
Super Pershing, we're looking at you. One built. Went onto one battlefield in World War II. Don't even think it fired a shot. He was nearly always fucking running about the place. He broke Warhammer Ancient Battles for a few people. Have you ever heard the story of the Square Saga Hill and Gary's horse archer force that just runs in and runs out and just murders everybody at the club? Oh, it's one of the reasons why we will often discuss terrain and talk about the one Square Hill. Lloyd played him a few times, and I think Tony played him as well from the club, and all of them have had a horrible experience because he just puts one hill in the middle, and then there's a scenario where like the waves are coming in. If you're not on the hill, you're fucked. And then uses the fact he's got horse archers to just murder anybody who goes near the hill, and then runs away. And just Dave did the exact same thing with the Mongols. You'd be playing like an infantry army, and then you just could never get close to it because it was just 5-man units of light horse archer cavalry fucking running about all over the place, while your unit of big heavy bastard hoplites or whatever else phalangites were slowly working their way forward at 3 inches a turn because of the heavy armor and fuck off shield, just getting murderized by a million bow shots. And they did donuts around you. Now when you had Casterfelt, it's like, right, no harm, you're banned from that from now on. Anyway, I digress.
Taurus, what is wrong with being a Sisters of Mercy fan? Tell me. Huh? Wait. What's wrong with that? Go on. Out with it.
It worked for the Mongol, which is why the Mongol list exists like that, because, it's right for Mongols, but he did it with everything, Jim. Dacians, every Dacian unit had Falks in them, whether they should or not. It was just an entire army of fucking Falks-wielding berserkers coming out of the hills. It was just terrible. It didn't matter the game or what army he was playing, it would be the filth spam army. whether it's historic fantasy or sci-fi. It's just, whoa.
Well, we all need some alpha gamer. So
I mean, after him, the egg has, no fear to me anymore. I've suffered the worst alpha striking power gamers ever. Justin's just, cute that he thinks he can be an alpha striker in comparison to Dave Cave's filth wizardry.
And here we have Super Hamster doing Conquest.
Nice. Like Danger Eels, but different.
So, for some reason, we can't see pictures in this first entry. Why?
I wonder if he's linked them from something else.
Try refresh. Sometimes that fixes it. No. And the links just don't go anywhere but the project itself. That's weird.
Image address.
Nope.
Curious now.
No image whatsoever.
No image. Yeah. Confusing.
Sadly, the pics I took came out blurred. Yeah, very blurred. So blurred we actually don't see anything.
No.
He did.
When did he update this? This is today, isn't it?
28th, yesterday.
Yesterday.
A cunning plan, mounted squires.
It's a very nice horse.
Basing his 100 kingdoms on an old Warhammer Fantasy Battle Bretonnian army.
Oh, that'll just upset everybody. That'd be great. Can't wait to see that.
Oh, and he's doing something very clever.
Yes.
Pieces selected into boxes.
You think that's clever?
Nope. I think that's a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the arse. I'll tell you why. Certain limbs go with certain things. Certain front torsos will only fit certain back torsos. So even though I've got a handful of spire torsos here, there's actually 4 different fronts and 4 different backs, and none of them are interchangeable.
Oh.
So you have to put the right one with the right, and some of them are very close, and it's not until then that you finish gluing and then you glue the next one, and there's a big gap that you realize that you've put the slightly correct one on the wrong one. So no, it looks like you can just reach in and grab a leg and grab an arm and whatever, and you're good to go. Only for some things, not for others.
Yeah,
but in the meantime, I'm just scrolling through the media bit from yesterday to see if I can see where he uploaded Bretonnian-looking things.
If he didn't somehow.
Are there any infantry there?
Not yet. So there are literally the parts and the one horse is the only pictures currently in the project system.
Go back to the first doohickey, where he says what he's doing. My treatment, blah, 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 12 mercenary crossbow, blah, 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 combat unit. I think I found his men-at-arms picture, because that is 100 Kingdoms men-at-arms, but that's a steel pin and a Bretonnian banner attached to it on the hard plastic ones. I wonder if I can work out how to put that back in without deleting on tabletop. I am the tech guy. If anybody can do it, I can.
Watch live as Jerry blows OTT out of the sky.
Look, I've even found his crossbowmen. They're all there.
Well,
Why are they not fucking going in?
I think I know what's going wrong. I think he's uploaded them and then tried to insert the link into the code itself. So he doesn't use the upload picture feature, but does a edit function in the back code, so to speak.
Just go in here.
Which isn't too bad of a thing to do, but
no, not at all. No, hang on a minute, I'm editing. No, because there's the image there. So that image is right. Why is that image right, but the rest not?
Who knows? So those are the projects I've cut out for tonight.
Those are the projects he's cut out for tonight.
Yes.
Don't mind me. I don't often attempt to edit somebody else's project, but knowing that the pictures are there is now annoying me.
It's like There is things that we need to see. Oh, Jim and the lot are going on tanks again.
No, can't work out how to edit his project. I reserve the right to come back and edit his project later.
Maybe you should call up Lloyd and tell him about it.
Oh, that'd be good. Lloyd, remember he kept calling me earlier, and I didn't want to be. I got a thing for you. Delightful, delightful, lovely, delightful.
Oh, now what? I'm scared.
What?
You just said you've got something for me, or did you mean somebody else?
No, I was talking to Lloyd theoretically in my head. This was the fictional conversation we were having. It was quite good. So do you want to see what I have in front of you then? Before you go to bed?
Maybe. If you promise it's not Hero Quest.
Yeah, no, it's not Hero Quest. That hasn't arrived yet, although it was posted yesterday. It'll be here. I'd almost forgot to order that until you mentioned it. It'll be here next week.
I'm currently still waiting for the bar to do some sort of reaction video, but maybe he's crying in his sleep. I don't know.
Who knows?
Or he just said, I
think an awful lot of people seem to have pinged Hasbro. Several people pinged Hasbro going, on tabletop said you're not releasing this in Europe until 2022/2023 at the earliest, if at all. What the fuck is going on? Hasbro's great, because every time they on tabletop, I get to see it because that Hootsuite thing. I don't answer anybody, by the way, or anything else. There's been fucking no social media interaction the past couple of weeks because I quite clearly haven't a clue what the fuck I'm doing. But
well, there hasn't been very much of an interaction before.
Oh, that's all right then. I'm for all I know, Ben's talking to people all the time. I got a little box from
Mantic,
Westphalia. Says, and it contains like a little man, a little bag of things.
Metal.
It's like no, it's little resin things. It's like a flask, and a candle, and a cap. It's just shit that you can like put onto like a desk. Got a little woman, it's a bird. Got a little bell man, again made out of resin. And then I got a little like paladin thing. And I was going, oh, that's all quite nice. And then it also had this little booklet, which was just fucking darling.
Dogs of Westphalia. What is that about?
So, I ordered. Oh, he did this thing where he did essentially. Well, I say he. Boris sculpted the Mandalorian, and then 3 of the characters from it in a fantasy D&D style.
Yes.
And then this is a little 15-page mini Dungeons and Dragons adventure for them, and it's fucking gorgeous. It starts off with, because obviously you won't be able to see any of the tiny plastic pages, so that is...
Yeah, that's the character model I've seen.
Character model. You get your area of Westphalia, where he has said he's just stealing the names from places in Germany because he is German, and therefore it's easier than trying to come up with new things. But you get the whole thing, you get the encounters, you get villages and all the rest. I'm going to skip some stories. There's the city. So there's a lot of time and effort going into it. And then at the end, you get our main protagonists. So not in that bundle is the tiefling accordion player sitting on her mimic. It's got her backstory and her stat line. She actually turned out to be the mother of the darkest child, who's also known as Pickle. So it's a half tiefling, half something else, who's a level 7 warlock, level 1 druid, despite the fact he's a baby. And then you also get the Death Tracker, the Paladorian, and his Iron Golem.
I love these paint jobs they've done on these alternate sculpt.
Yeah, they're great. We even get Cara Dune, whatever her name is, and Bill Burr. probably saying that he's going to beat people up.
One of these days.
And it's just really nice because I ordered it because I wanted the miniatures, and it's going to come with a thing. I'm going, I don't care about your things. I don't use your miniatures for RPGs because, quite frankly, it's not how you RPG. You're doing it wrong. But I was really impressed when it arrived. I quite like that. So that came, which was nice.
So Amanda has shown something. Oh, aren't these lovely?
Eureka Minis, yes, I am aware they exist. Yes. Because I was looking at their brownies a while ago because I wanted to do a We Free Men army a la Pratchett, because I have a lot of Pratchett miniatures from MicroArts. I have nearly all of the Pratchett miniatures. I need to go back and buy the ones that they've released that I haven't bought. Anyway, they don't do the We Free Men. They don't do the Pixies. And I went hunting at one stage and was thinking I could use like 10mm figures, but they're very stocky, like 10mm barbarians. And then I came across these brownies and it was like, these are fucking amazing. So yeah, they have been lurking on my radar for a little while from Eureka. Eureka also does a range of stuff from a company in Australia, which is very good. Although I think, if memory serves, there's one of them. I can't remember if it's the UK site doesn't have pictures and you've got to go to the Australian website to find them, or if the Australian website doesn't have the pictures, you've got to go. Anyway, yeah. With their powers combined, you can eventually find pictures of what the fuck they do.
Does this one go as Indie of the Week candidate, or is it?
Oh, he's on the list. Not this week. I have something else for this week.
Interesting stuff in here.
Oh, yeah. Eureka have been trucking away for decades. Funky monkeys that they are. Could it be AB miniatures? No, no, it's not.
The third from the right looks very stunning, similar to the one from Burrows and Badgers we saw earlier. With the pose. Well,
it's a good look for him. I'll give him that. Flags of War. Pete, no, he's not. You have to tune in on Friday to see what the Indie of the Week is. I'll tell you early. Where's the fun of that? Just saying. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean?
So, this has been a rather short one today. Apologies for anybody who expected 2 hours again. But this has been a exhausting day for myself, and I bet for Jerry too.
It's not been a thing with the Watch Me Do Dad.
Whatever you're saying.
That's it.
Next week will be the 30th edition. I'm not planning on anything special, but if anything comes around, I may do some weird stuff.
Faboo.
Otherwise, if any of you have any comments, suggestions, put them in the description on YouTube. Send me a private message. Subscribe, like, all those shitty things you do.
Don't forget to join Tim's OnlyFans, where I believe he's showing pictures of his bleached butthole.
And
that's free. If you want to not get the pictures of his bleached ring piece, then it will cost you substantially more.
Yes. And if you don't pay, some weird Russian dude will come around with a folder of pictures and force you to watch them.
It's how the game is played. To be brutally honest, yeah.
I'm guessing tomorrow will be radio with Warren, or has he said something in those lines?
No, as far as I know, he should be there tomorrow.
Let's hope there will be
by all accounts.
hobby radio tomorrow. We have been without one for too long now. I may join and then try to modify the other two Space Marine bikes. Look, I can look under it. It has clearance. See, GW, isn't that
madness?
It's not that hard.
Apparently, it is.
Literally,
it's 4
millimeters down. Fucking wankers. Okay, that's it. I'm going to end the stream before I'm going on a rant again. Jerry, thank you for being here, everybody, in the
Always a pleasure.
chat. We will see you next week. Bye.
Tatty bye.